Welcome back. They say that a smile makes the world go round, that smiling is the universal language, and that a smile is a great investment. Well, if that's the case, our next collector should be grinning from ear to ear.
Up in the hills is a room with a view of buttons and banners and buckles for you. Wherever you look, there's a smile in your face, on wall clocks, on dishes, all over the place. Before you can help it, you're rolling with laughter, for it's nothing but smiles from flooring to rafter.
It was very popular when I was growing up. It's just an uncontrollable urge of mine to collect smiley faces.
Bruce, Mr. Smiley Woodbury of Oakland, California, and his wife Enid have a great sense of humor.
I've been collecting the Smileys for about 13 years. They started off as a mascot for a scooter club I had in San Francisco, and we wore a smiley face patch on our jackets and drove around the chilly hills of San Francisco.
But after Bruce began noticing smiley faces at garage sales and flea markets, he was soon putting them on his shelf rather than on his scooter jacket.
They made so many, which I didn't realize when I started collecting them. I sort of figured I was just going to get 100 different ones, and that was it, and then I could just concentrate on something else.
But quicker than he could flash a smile, the collection soared to several hundred, and his mind began working overtime for a nickname to match his smiley aspirations.
And then I was thinking, well, why don't I be known as the man of 1,000 faces? And it's like, this is still sort of easy. Okay, I'll double it. I'll be 2001, A Face Odyssey. A few more years got me to there. I'm up to about 4,000, and I'm out of puns.
Bruce has actually devoted half of his entire downstairs to his collection, and that's still not enough space.
I've got tons of stuff hanging from the ceilings, got my Smiley record albums, shelves full of mugs and whatnots. I've got almost all my 4,000 items crammed into this room.
The reason he knows that is, believe it or not, he's numbered every one of his happy faces, including one that goes way back, even before he was known as Mr. Smiley.
Here's the smiley face alarm clock that my parents got for me in 1971. It's a typical Smiley and a very good image. I like it a lot. It is my favorite, and this is numbered 1.
Bruce had no idea how much his passion for collecting anything Smiley would affect his everyday life.
One of the items I had wanted for a while was a smiley face toilet seat, which I got this from a woman in Kentucky. I've had my toilet brush forever and ever, though. I mean, can you imagine? Just sort of, I'm having a nice day cleaning my toilet.
There are so many smiley faces on so many products, it's enough to make you cringe. Why all the smiles? Because smiley face creator Harvey Ball never copyrighted his original ad campaign design, and that meant happy times for novelty makers in the 1960s.
But the period was really right for the happy face. A lot of changes and problems were in the 60s, and this is sort of a nice way of saying, be positive. It's really hard to copyright because someone could just change the smile. I've seen him with teeth. I see him with the hated nose. I do not collect smiley faces with noses because that makes them tacky. And who would want a tacky smiley face?
You might think that Bruce would be beaming because he has everything happy one could ever want. But he'd have to smile at that notion.
The holy grail of the smiley faces has to be the first button that Harvey Ball did.
The question is, would Bruce be willing to pay the price to get the holy grail?
I would go over my usual $1 to $3 limit, that's for sure.
And what will keep him going?
The thrill of the hunt keeps me going. It really is ingrained in me that they're part of me.
There's a place on a hill that glows in the dark, where everyone's happy, a smile's left its mark. Bruce won't sit at home when there's more stuff to chase. He'll put up more shelves for that bright, smiley face.
Bruce and his collection are living proof that a smile is worth a lot more than it costs. Even so, there are some Smiley items that are worth more than others. Collectibles to look for are mugs, cookie jars, and piggy banks made by McCoy Pottery. Most buttons are easy to find and not very expensive. If you're lucky enough to find one from the 1972 McGovern presidential campaign, it's definitely worth buying. Also, be on the lookout for real drinking glasses with a smiley face pattern. They're older and much harder to find than plastic ones. Coming up, they don't make Packards like they used to. As a matter of fact, they don't make them at all. $1 million Packard collection is next, plus an authentic 1940s kitchen.